Good morning, everyone. I'm excited. I'm nasally. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. No, maybe 2 days, but it feels like 2 weeks. Anywho, I'm excited today. We're going to Tony Robbins. And Tony is like super high energy, right? So I've never been, but I've seen videos. I've seen the Netflix, and I think we're going to be jumping around, which is going to be interesting because I'm sick. But I was really thinking about self-expression this morning. And I was thinking about being self-aware because often in those arenas, people are jumping around, and I used to have the tendency to be like, I don't want to jump. Like, I'm going to look like an idiot. And it's interesting because that comes from self-awareness. And often, even myself, I thought, I do have a leg up in this world because I'm very self-aware. And that to me was always the better of the two, not being self-aware and being self-aware. And in ways, it really does aid you in cultivating meaningful relationships. But something specifically for self-aware people to be aware of is that it can also suppress freedom. It can suppress creative freedom or freedom to be fully self-expressed. That 7-year-old child who's like, if you're a really self-aware person, you're going to know that you're an adult now and that the world has told you probably shouldn't do that in public. And it might suppress a lot of the actions that you want to take. Like, I'd email him, but I know it's too late. And you being self-aware, you think, well, this person might think it's too late, or we haven't met, or we haven't talked enough. So sometimes it even suppresses action. And until I met my other half, who is not as self-aware as I am, I was like, socially being self-aware is great. However, sometimes it's the ones with a little bit less self-awareness who are actually free. Because people can look at them and say, like, doesn't he know that, he's supposed to be doing this? Or doesn't he know you shouldn't say that in a conversation? Or that was kind of inappropriate. But in reality, their thoughts turn to things, like their ideas come to fruition so much quicker than those who might be held back by self-awareness, for the simple fact that there's no barrier between them and taking that action, if that makes sense. So I'm excited. I'm going to let go of my fear of looking bad and living inside looking good and surviving the world. And I'm going to jump around with Tony today. So I'm super excited. I wanted to share that because a lot of us think of self-awareness and they think we should strive for it. But for those of you out there who have been told, you're lacking self-awareness, the most successful people I know have been the ones who have sent 200 emails, approached totally the wrong people, but they've approached 100 of them. So 10 of them ended up saying yes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I am excited. Maybe I'll come back and share some of the advice and nuggets I got from Tony. I don't know what it's all about, but I'm excited to find out. We are so in state right now. Driving back from Tony Robbins, and yes, the man, the myth, the legend was amazing. Thank you, our friend Dragon put us up in, in VIP. It's incredible. We were sitting feet away from the last maybe people you'd expect at a Robbins event, the Kardashians, which was crazy. So it was like, I look over there and it's like Kim and Kanye, and then it's like Erika and Jock. Yes, the Kardashians are comprised of a lot of family. So that was really interesting. Kanye as well. We got to see him ponder his life, which is really exciting, writing in his notebook and hopefully bringing better beats and lyrics to the world. I don't know, that one threw me. But anyway, the reason I'm on here is to share my favorite nugget from the day, which coincidentally coincided with exactly what I was talking about this morning. Tony opened up the entire event by saying that one of the first things we learn as human beings in school is not to talk to your neighbor, right? So like, stay in your bubble, don't talk to your neighbor. Like when the teacher's talking, do not socialize, do not voice your opinion. And he was talking about the importance of molding that perception and being able to get places through interacting with people, despite stepping out of your comfort zone. And he also talked about when we're little and we make these crazy sounds that we think are absolutely fantastic, but we stop making them because people are like, oh, that's inappropriate, or nope, don't do that, baby. And all of a sudden we stop because we're socialized into thinking it's inappropriate. So it goes right along with the whole self-awareness thing. People who are not very self-aware, like I mentioned earlier, don't really have that problem. you still see people, doing their due out in the world, doing things that to us seem radical in society, but it's because to them, they're not aware that it's even perceived that way. So that's what sometimes gets you leaps and bounds. Anyway, good night. It's so late. Love everyone. Bye.